Hello, Sergio. Did you trade today with us? I think maybe I didn't see you in there today, huh? How'd your day go? What were you up to? Doing something else, apparently. We had a pretty good turnout today, though. Maybe you were in there. Hey, thanks for sharing that, Lee and Bornsky. Appreciate that. Oh, gotcha. Probably because of the day patterned number of day trades you can do. So, Sergio, do you have options? You should get options level 3 because you can use them to get around the pattern day trade rule a bit. I've been teaching a couple people how to do that. How high will GME go? Yeah, we will find out. How high will the market go? That's another question. What an amazing day on the market today. It wasn't super amazing, though, because it didn't actually put in a higher high. So, but, still nonetheless, it was still a pretty powerhouse day. I'll start going over it in just a second here. Let me double check who's over on the YouTube. All right, we're live on the YouTube. Let me post a little link over there. Don't forget to join my Discord. We're going to have all day live trading tomorrow with you guys. Everybody, open to everyone, but you got to come into my Discord. So click the link, the Discord link in my bio, and you can even come in now, and you can get in our class right now on the Zoom. I got that, Elliot, posting to every free chat room. And then let me post that link over here on the YouTube. How's everybody doing tonight? Dude, we have been just absolutely killing it on the market. And you know why? Because we've been ahead of it. We've been ahead of it every time. We're watching those interest rates. We're watching the VIX. We're watching the sectors, and we're seeing how everything's moving each day. And today we saw the rates drop for the open to 3.9% lower. And that indicated that SPY would therefore go up and have a mega green day up to maybe 393 was my price target. But I did not make it up there, but it just, it just was a calculation. And indeed, we saw just an incredibly green day, all exactly as indicated before the open. Some of you were with me in the pre-market game plan this morning, and you remember me before the open saying, so it looks like, that's the direction everything's going to go today. We're going to have a big green day all the way up to 393 is my, calculated upper end of the range. And so I said, get into all your darling favorite growth stocks, because we're going to have like one of these opposite days. The last couple of days were the other way. And today was all about going right back to the norm for one day. Is that going to follow through? Are we going to have another day like that tomorrow? That's, remains to be seen. We pulled back a lot today. Let's take a look at the chart a little bit. I think we could potentially have a green day tomorrow, but it could be a bit of a setup. So first thing to really notice here, and I'll zoom way up on it so you can really see this, is that we've been putting in lower highs ever since that high, and that hasn't changed. So you have that one, you have that one. This one didn't make it above that one. This one didn't make it above that one. This one didn't make it above that one. This one did not make it above that one. This one did not make it above that one. So, but we are precariously close with a lot of energy, 4 days of uptrend, to hopefully upending that. It wouldn't really mean full reversal until we could really break out of that into an all-time new high over here, which I do believe that stimulus checks can create. But we are battling. It's like we have stimulus checks on one side pushing the market up, and the prospect of stimulus checks pushing the market up. And then we have the interest rates rising at record rates. We haven't seen this strong of a surge, a 3-month surge in interest rates for 5 years. Interest rates have gone up 300% in less than 6 months. And for instance, mortgages, which usually follow interest rates, they've gone from 2.7% at the low just a couple months ago to now 3.55% right now. So that's a 37% increase in just a couple of months for mortgages. So of course that's going to affect the real estate market. And there's been a huge decline in the demand for mortgage applications, according to the Mortgage Association. So real estate is being affected. Don't fool yourself. Even if it's 1%, we can still say it's being affected. But and so all these things indicate that real estate market is going to be affected. To what degree, it's hard to say because there's limited supply in the market. So if demand is going down, but let's say supply is going down at the same time, then prices stay the same because you don't have an imbalance going on. But however, I will say this, real estate usually starts to get hot during and going into the spring and summer. So that's coming up. But at the same time, we've got the rising interest rates. So you got rising interest rates going, and then you've got rising supply potentially starting to come onto the market. But you have that decline in demand. So more supply, actually that might make the market drop. We might see a drop this summer because we'll have a decline in demand and an increase in supply. So we may see the real estate market have some difficulty moving forward. We will see. There's a lot of factors with real estate. In any event, let's get back to the market itself. If we don't see the market, go up a lot tomorrow, then it won't really have been able to get over some of these other key kind of important pivot points. And yet still, even if it does, it really does need to get through all of them. And they're all pretty close to each other, 391, 392, 393, and 394. In order for us to say, oh, all right, wow, we're back to high octane market again. And we'll see how long that lasts, and if that does happen, I imagine it will push rates down again. So there's this constant battle between all the forces of good and evil going on out there. And what the important thing is that this morning we saw that the rates had dropped. And so therefore we were able to just go and change our dial on our expectations for the market and say, hey, the market's going to have a huge green day today based on this. And we were ahead of that. We were ahead of the 8 ball all day long. Did really good on a bunch of trades. So anyway, I think tomorrow has the potential to be, let's say, inside this region. And that wouldn't change anything. You could just have almost a rewrite of today. It could open lower, down here. We could just go down tomorrow morning and then poke lower and then come on up all day long and then fail at breaking a new high and then come down and close at, roughly the same point. Literally could have almost a repeat of the same day. So, but I will know based on the interest rates, direction and trend, and how the market is opening and moving, kind of like what the potential is. Are we going to break down? If SPY tomorrow breaks down below 381 or even 381, that's not going to be good. That means, oh boy, we're going back to maybe lower lows. And that may continue to be therefore then the rotation. And so we will look to go and move over our trades over to, GE, industrials, CAT, DE, and banks and energy. So if the market starts dropping on you, that's what you need to think. You want to be ahead of the ball here. That's why you're here tonight, to try to get these tips. And you want to be sure to go and move over into the other sectors that are doing well. Now, the other possibility is that the market pops those highs. And in that case, you're going to want to actually temporarily, release your positions on the industrials and the banks and all those other sectors because it will be going the other way, right? And then you can just get back in at a low in a couple of days, because if the market's going to go rallying on you, then you can get back into those other ones in a pullback like CAT and GE, etc. That's right. High Capital Options says there's an IPO tomorrow, and that's what? Roblox? Or what's tomorrow's IPO? Big IPO. There it is, Roblox, RBLX. Yeah. Ooh, that's going to be fun. So, again, join my Discord. The link is in my bio. We're going to be doing all day live day trading tomorrow, all day. And we will be waiting for that Roblox IPO around noon or 1. We'll see when it opens. I suppose it's highly anticipated. And my little sister plays Roblox and spent 120 bucks. That must be what it is. I just saw something on my bill that said it was like $40 on Google Play Store. What the hell's going on here? What did my kids do? I think that's what it is. So yeah, Roblox is rolling in the dough. That must be part of their PR right now. They're probably trying to get kids to accidentally spend money like a little bit extra heavy. Like they're getting a little more aggressive right now so that the parents can be like, what the hell? Wow, if everybody's getting hit with these Roblox bills. Anyway, let's take a look at the VIX. And join us tomorrow. Join my Discord right now. Link in the bio so you can be with me tomorrow. So VIX went down to 23 today and then closed at 24. Somewhat positive, just like the day was, right? But we really will have to see what that brings. Now, in other sectors, you kind of have to have a more positive bias because their VIX is essentially, their volatility is essentially lower, like GE Cat and all those other ones are doing so super good. But like Apple and Tesla, and yeah, they had a good day today, but they're actually in a downtrend. Okay, so we have to be careful to continue to watch them carefully to see which ones bounce back, which ones are resilient, which ones are going to go sideways. You just never know. There's hundreds of these stocks that are being affected by this rotation and inflation and inflating interest rates. And we don't know which ones really are going to be able to crawl out of the trenches. Looks like Tesla has some hope. That was a pretty big run today. What was that, 150 points in one day? Or we'll take a look at it in a little bit. And then the other thing we should look at here is the interest rates. So I keep talking about the interest rates, and maybe you're not aware. This is what they look like. This is the chart of interest rates, and I want you to look at this and think about that pretty fucking carefully. Okay, so we've had a huge turnaround. It's been bouncing down there at the lowest that interest rates were ever historically, at half a basis point. And but now, a huge run. And so you can even see it today when you look at the chart for interest rates, which is, by the way, that's TNX. If you want to take a look on your Thinkorswim platform on TD Ameritrade, that's TNX. And you look at the day today, and yeah, it's down. But I think, as many of you know, stocks trade up and down too, and they still go up. So, will tomorrow bring like 3 more days? Maybe the rest of this week will just be like a couple of sideways pullback days, and interest rates in the market will go up. That'd be cool. But I will definitely plant some seeds into CAT, GE, DE, BAC, Wells Fargo, all these different companies, when it does hit this 8 moving average, because it looks like that's the line which interest rates likes to pull back to. So when it starts getting down in there, I'll know to let you guys know to get into that stuff. All right, let's move on to, what did we trade today? Who can remember what we traded today? At the opening bell, we were going to trade something that didn't work out. But of course we were trading GME. Let's just take a look at GME since it's on everybody's radar. CAN, that's right. And ears, that's right. It was going to be eyes, but eyes crapped out and we had to go with ears. So I guess if ears craps out, we'll have to go with throat, and then head, and then neck, and nose, and nostril. All right, enough dad jokes. Yeah, look at that beautiful day. And actually, I know Faraz is going to really like this, what I'm about to tell him, is that GME has not become detached, unhinged yet. So that does open up the ability to be taking it overnight. Faraz's eyes just lit up. He's like, why didn't you say that earlier? I could have took an overnight position on GME. And GME hit 261 in after hours, and God knows what it'll do at 4 a.m. I was up at 4 a.m. That's why I was a little bit tired this morning during our live session. But I was up at 4 a.m. Checking out GME. It was doing really good. But tomorrow, who knows what GME will bring. So let's take a look at like what the next resistance levels could be on GME, so we can see how far it can pop. Let's take a look at the 1 hour on a 40-day basis. So 40 days of 1 hour time frame should give us enough, maybe 30 days. Let's see. Because what I want to see is I want to see the previous spike way back when. Okay, there we go. So to me, that may look like a bunch of sloppy junk to you, but to me, this is very helpful. So let's take a look at what we have here as far as price levels. We have 220 as being a resistance level that we already broke through. So next on up, we hit 252, which is basically 250. And we also already just broke that. Next up is 280. All right, so we're going to push this line that I already have on my chart up to 280, and we'll have that there tomorrow. So we know 280, boom. Next one up from there, there's multiple days of resistance at 290. Ironic how that's exactly at 290, right? So let's just pull one of these down to 290. And we know it's coming from there. And from 290, next resistance looks to be 303 with multiple taps, 301 to 303, somewhere around there, 306. So I'm going to put it at 303, so we'll be prepared and ready for it. So we're getting ready to just slay this GME trade tomorrow. 303. And next from there is 310. That makes sense. And that's pretty minor, that one, but we'll put it there. But as you can see, there's going to be some chop. There's a lot of congestion in that 280 to 310 region. Faraz says, I'm wet. Oh my God, my heart rate. Yeah, but the thing is with GME is you got to realize this, it's already at 260. So if it goes from 260 to 280, but of course you're going to get some on the dip. So tomorrow, if there's going to be some dip, you better start accumulating some. And don't put all your eggs in that one basket, because it might dip more. So then you can accumulate more and get your cost average low. But what I'm trying to say is right now it's at 260 in after hours. So if you get it in at 260, and by the way, only trade shares on GME right now. You will Faraz didn't believe me. Okay, he didn't believe me, and he continued to trade the options. And then he went back and he did the math. I told him that if he had traded shares instead of options, he would have made 80% more money for the same amount of money par on par if he had bought however many shares that amount of money could have bought him in shares. So it turned out instead of, with the options, he made $1,500 on our last GME play. Turned out if he had gotten the shares, he would have made $5,000. We did the math. It was 70% more. So I was pretty much spot on that. So don't trade options on GME. You're actually, you may be like, oh yeah, but I'm holding 100 shares. Yeah, but the delta is going to be so low and the volatility so high, the price is already priced in. You're not going to make money. You'd be lucky to make 10% or 20% what you could have if you had just bought, 13 shares, if that's all you can afford. You would actually make probably 7 to 10 times as much money if you had traded shares. Faraz just said, true. And I know he's feeling it because, but that's a learning lesson, about options. And, with time comes wisdom, with experience comes wisdom. And you know what wisdom is? This is what I always say. Wisdom is knowing what not to do. That's really what wisdom is. And, I try to tell you guys, don't trade the options, trade the shares. You'll make more money. Buy in the money options whenever you're trading options. Don't buy out of the money options. You'll make 60% more. You'll have 30% less loss and you'll have 30% more gains. But some people just have to learn by getting burned. I say, fire is hot. And they go, okay, don't touch it. You're going to get burned. Well, they have to get burned. Some people are like that. A lot of people are like that, a lot of that's, natural. You're an animal. I mean, we're just evolved animals. So like eventually that's, how a lot of it has to learn. A lot of us has to learn. But man, if you can just use your brain instead and listen to me, you're going to save yourself the pain. All right. So just listen to me and trust me and take, somebody says hi Delta, and take shares instead. Anyway, let's keep the analysis going on GME. Let's get this through tomorrow. And there'll be also some points at 353, 366, and very much so at 380. There's a pretty strong resistance there at 380. So I'm going to set that up because it could pop to 380 tomorrow. It's not a foregone conclusion, and we want to be prepared. Now let's take a look at what kind of shape we've got on the other side. So that was in the history on the left. Look left with charts. Always look left. Find the history. Find those previous levels. So in our recent trade, what we had was this wedge that formed. And the night before, right here, I said, everybody get in GME. We're about to have a squeeze up to 180 through 250. But I marked off the levels 180, 190, and 200 as our profit targets on that move. And immediately, the next day, within 3 hours, bam, we had that first move, 150. And I know Faraz sold out. And that's all right, Faraz. That's all right. You made some money and then got back in. But we did have that pop. But my goal was several days later. I said, hold 3 more days later. That's when it's probably going to pop. So we had 1, 2, and there it was. We got it 2 days later. So it was 1, 2, 3 total move. And then we had today, and that's where we are now at 260. And we made money today on GME on both pops. And I'm not sure, but possibly some of us are holding overnight. I'm not sure. Does anybody in the group have any GME tonight? Probably we talked about not to hold GME overnight, but it's actually okay. And so now looking at it now, what do we got? Let's take a look at those other price points on there. So you can see we're pretty close to those other points that we just talked about. So the play tomorrow, first of all, in pre-market tomorrow, it may already hit 280, 291 in those levels. That could mean that it's going to go way higher, like into the 400s by market open tomorrow. So be watching it pre-market. The other thing that could happen is pre-market, oops, let me just keep that there. In pre-market, it opens downward in pre-market and puts in another one of these stair steps like that. I would see that as a major opportunity, and I think a lot of traders would. And you'd want to get in around that 215, 220 mark because it could then just squeeze up all day, hit that 280. That would be a profit target, 280. And then 290 and 300, all that right in there. Those are your profit targets. But, it could bounce when it hits that, and you may have to wait to the next day to get that next level. So, this is going to be an interesting trade moving forward on GME. And there really is no limit to how far it can go. You just have to trade it. Don't hold it. And like, for instance, you can get all out right here You don't have to be afraid. Everyone's always afraid to get out, but you can get right back in if you were wrong. If it starts going up and continuing, you can get right back in. It's commission free. There's no commissions. It costs nothing to get out. But you could take all your profits, or 50% or 25% of your profits at 280, see where it goes. If it starts dropping on you hard, get out. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the end. Maybe it trends down like this for the next few days. And that was it. Don't be the stupid guy and not get out if it starts to fall. It's not about paper hands or diamond hands. It's about being smart and not stupid. That's it. That's all it's about. And it's about taking profits. It's about being professional. It's about being a profitable trader. That's why you're here. That's why you're watching this right now, because you want to be that. You don't want to be the idiot. You don't want to be the guy that, he read it in the newspaper or something good. And, I opened an account and, I put all my life savings on this GME and they said to hold it. It's not how we trade. When you see these price targets, you take 20% off. You take 25% off. You can take 50% off. If it breaks out again, new high of the day, after you've done that, if it breaks out, get back in again. Put it all in. Boom. And it might run another 50 points from there. Take some money off incrementally. Put it back in on pullbacks, on breakouts, on both sides. Trade. Trade this motherfucker. We're going to kill it tomorrow. GME is a dragon that we are going to slay. Brain hands. There you go. I like that. We have a new saying. Brain hands. Somebody asked, can I trade if I have to work 9 to 5? You may not be able to trade this one, Neva. You may not be able to trade this stock, GME, tomorrow because of the way it is. But you may be able to trade in pre-market and after hours, but here's the thing. If you have Thinkorswim, one of the things you can do is you can replay the market in after hours and you can practice trading to the real market. Because obviously, doesn't it make sense that if you were to do that for like 3 months and at night you just practice trading by replaying the market? That's TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim. It's called On Demand, and you can replay any day in history all the way down to the tick, any stock, and you can practice trading at night or anytime. After 3 months, if you're good enough and you're showing, man, if I have, this 20,000 that I have in savings and I put it in here and I do this and I've proven I'm profitable over the last 3 months, why wouldn't you quit your job at that point, right? So you can practice trading at night and on weekends with On Demand on Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade. And go ahead and message me because we can both get a stock bonus kind of thing. If you message me your first and last name and your email, and then I send you a invite. And when you open your account, if you fund it, then we both get a small stock bonus. Same thing with Webull. If you need to do Webull, message me if you want to do Webull. All right. And we both get stocks. You want that. All right. Now, everybody, make sure you join with the Discord. The link is in my bio. We'll be trading all day tomorrow. See if I can try and start early tomorrow. That might be awesome. Be kind of cool to start at like 4 a.m. That means I'd have to go to sleep like right now, like right after we're done with this. Then we can really do like a massive session tomorrow and capture everything with this GME. So anyway, we made a lot of money on GME today with 2 particular trades on that that went our way with the ABCD pattern. We trade a lot of ABCD patterns. We're pretty freaking great with the ABCD patterns. I think we might be, anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, we might be like 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 with our consistency and our win rate with the ABCD pattern. Anybody back me up on that from the group? What do you think? I think they've been working out pretty consistently. It's nowhere near 50-50. It's pretty frequent, maybe 7 or 8 or 7, probably 8 out of 10 times. So ABCD patterns, we get those all day on things. And today we got that on CAN. So I'm going to pull up CAN and show you what happened there. Agreed, says William. Yes. The last 2, you called it. Yeah. Yep. All right, let's see. 2 day, 1 minute. So today we traded CAN. And that was a really good example of the ABCD pattern working out. I don't know what my computer does this every time. Thinkorswim is a little bit funky, you guys. So just know that there's no perfect platform out there. I know you want there to be one. I do too, but there is no perfect platform out there. All right, so CAN, I believe, had a really good pre-market shape. Yeah, and it was that. Just that it stair-stepped with bullishness and pretty much held VWAP. It held most of the bullishness. It definitely held the 200, and it was a stock that's been doing well. So we had some faith that CAN could move today. So I believe we took CAN a couple times, possibly in the morning, but really the big trade was this one. I said to everybody, get in on this ABCD pattern, get in at the bottom end of the trend line, and this is what I drew. And let everybody know. Actually, I think it was right around here, like that, I believe. And I said, start getting in here. This is when I sent out the alert. And so we started getting around 26 to 27, and we were just waiting for any kind of breakout. Now, mind you, when you start seeing this action here going up towards this previous peak, it looks just like when this was going up towards this previous peak. So we really didn't know that this was going to take off at that, particular moment. That was just another little run up, and then it was going to pull back, and we could buy some more, and then it would break out. So you never really know, and that's the importance. That's the importance of why you have to accumulate and get your cost average, down and buy during these little dips and pullbacks in here. All these little dips and pullbacks, that's where you want to be getting in. And then right here on the breakout of that previous high, you go to 100% position. So you're trying to build up about a 50% position. Where's the eraser? Here we go. You're trying to get into about a 50% position within that little ABCD area. Probably you need me to label that, huh? Because you're not sure what is an A and what is a B and what is a C. So basically this top line becomes the A in this situation, and this bottom line becomes the B. And the C. In this particular situation with a flat top type wedge breakout, we have A and C are essentially the same. And then when it breaks, we go to D. So you can find that information in some of my classes. But there it was, 26 all the way to 30, quite the run. And it was a really easy trade. I remember, who was it? One of our newer traders, probably here with us tonight, was in the trade and probably experienced a little bit of panic on some of these pullbacks, but basically stayed in the trade all the way to the top and got out. And then it wanted to push more. And I said, if it breaks out again, that's another opportunity. And he was like, no, that's enough for me. And I don't blame him. But the thing was, this was just one of the easiest trades ever. That D movement from 20, cost basis of 26, but the breakout at 27 to 30. Oh man, that was just, what an easy trade that was. Easy money for the group. Can you please validate my ABCD prediction on Tesla into after hours? Starting of A was around 1 p.m. All right, yeah, let's take a look at Tesla. But I did want to potentially look at anything else. But yeah, that was another thing that I called in the morning. I said Apple and Tesla and SPY, grab calls right in the morning. So if we were to go over to Tesla and take a look at how it did today on those calls, and it's going to do the weird little thing. Yeah, it's flipping out. It's doing that weird little thing. That call went up 208%. So some of our traders actually did get that, and either a portion of or the whole thing. But I'm talking about pre-market. I called out, let's get into Tesla calls. Pre-market. I instantly dumped my put position that we had on Tesla from the previous day, and alerted to go calls on Tesla and Apple and SPY. So some of our members took those trades, and there were 101% gains on SPY. There were 200 some odd percent gains on Tesla, and exactly 150% gains on Apple. And as you can see, it's a real great opportunity. It's so good to be able to just foresee these things before the market opens, because then you're ahead of the 8 ball. You're not behind it and being in a reactive state. And we were just so in control. We were so in control of the market, and we had a really great day. Oh man, Coane said, "Damn, I missed the pre-market today." Man. So yeah, the ABCD. Yeah, you could potentially say that, and it did get trapped in after hours, and yeah, that's what it did. So yeah, that is it, Charlie. It's over now. It did the D. It got its D on. It's already hit the D. Yeah, you got one right. So, I mean, just so that for anybody else who's been following the ABCD pattern and finds that fascinating, what we're talking about is this leg here ended at the A point right there, pulled back to B, created a C, and then went into after hours. That's one of the best ABCD setups around, because you get all that energy trapped into the after hours. And the way this play works is this real nice panic drop right here. That's a pretty sharp drop, especially compared to the gain, right? When it went up. That creates a lot of shorts. There's a lot of shorts, and they're hoping that this is going to go up. And then right here, they're hoping it's going to go down and break down further. And then they're like, ah, man, and they didn't get out. And now they have to buy to cover. Now they're sitting around and they're hoping it doesn't happen. And then the price starts going up because the fucking stock is bullish. So you have these two forces on both sides. You have all day long, the stock is incredibly bullish. And so it's bullish. And then you have all these short sellers who think that they're going to get something out of it on a big, huge drop at the end of the market. And it doesn't happen. This can happen during the market as well. But then what that does is when it breaks the C level, it creates that short squeeze all the way up to D. And it looks like 639 was 694 was the D level off of a 680 A level breakout. And if you were watching it, you probably could have got some accumulation here at 667. That could have been like a 50% buy-in right there. 667. All right, you guys watching on TikTok, make sure you click the link in my bio to join the Discord right now. We're going to have live day trading all day tomorrow, and I'd love to see you there. You helped me with getting out of it, so we discussed how to close a spread that you legged into. That's where I decided to sell. Yeah, you sold it like 678. I remember. You did beautiful. You couldn't have done better. And in fact, that vertical that you created will actually be up a smidget more by morning if Tesla is up in the morning. So, there was no end to it. There was no end to it today with Apple and SPY, same deal. So now let's get into a little bit of analysis. We kicked ass today on the market, and we kicked ass yesterday on the market when it went down. I made $5,000 yesterday on several trades. And then the day before we kicked ass again. I think it was like last Friday, we kicked ass. I mean, we're just on a real great run right now of being ahead of the game on all the shifts in the market by watching all the technicals and the various economic forces at play. The rotation, the interest rates, the whether or not that's a factor or not. All right, so let's take a look now. If you've got something you want me to take a look at, I'll take a look at it, but just please don't just give the ticker. Give me a thesis why we're looking at it. And if you're stuck in it, let me know that too. Because there's nothing worse than looking at somebody's shit stock because it's gone way, way down on them. And then you're trying to tell me this is some kind of opportunity we should be looking at, when actually the only reason we're looking at it is so you don't feel humiliated by holding any further, and you want me to tell you to get out when you should have known that anyway. All right. So that said, let's see what you want me to take a look at. So Cat, we're in the swing. Can we get an update? Sure. All right. We do have a Cat swing on that we may have to cut tomorrow if the market pushes up real hard. So we'll take a look. We'll know. Dang, Evan. But you know it to be true, Sergio. If someone wants to take a look at a stock, it takes up all of our time, right? We all want to look at stuff that might be good. Let's look at the might be winner stuff, right? If we have to take a look at something that you're stuck in, and then it's just a bummer, it's kind of like only serves you, and there's no entry for anyone else. We should create a polling system. Well, anyway, it's okay. But, and if we do have to look at something like that in that situation. By the way, let's take a look at the daily on Tesla. We're out here, pulled out on the daily. Today's green candle broke above. Look at that huge red candle. What on earth is good? Is that a bad tick? I'm not sure I remember Tesla doing that. That's got to be a bad tick. But today's green candle broke over 2 previous red candle highs. That's pretty bullish and signals a bottom reversal. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how the market goes, because that could have been just a market related, rising of the tides. What they call the excited exuberance. And then all of a sudden the market goes against us, and then Tesla becomes a huge short again. So we'll see how that goes. All right, CAT. Yeah, let's take a look at our CAT day swing trade. So if you take a look at CAT on a swing trade basis, you can see that having a little bit of a red day pullback is really no big deal. It's still going up. CAT is doing great, and so are interest rates and industrials. And like if we look at XLI, which is the industrials, very similar, I believe, very similar uptrend. Yeah, but CAT especially smooth. That's what I like about certain stocks, is how smooth they are in their pullbacks and in their progress. So today on CAT, we had a bit of a red day, but that was across all the industrials and everything that had been advancing the last few days. So a little bit of a pullback. We'll see if that goes back a little bit more. If it drops below this particular candle, that could be a potential sell point, 211.50. The real terrible catastrophic pivot point to stay away from would be this one right here, 208.36. So until then, we keep holding, because we've got it until the 19th. Most of us have it until the 19th, and our price target could be way up there around 238, and it's at 220 right now. So that's thousands of dollars more. So it's worth the risk of a little bit of a pullback today and tomorrow. We'll see where that goes. Same thing with DE. If you happen to be in DE, similar little pullback. DE kind of held a little bit stronger today. Same thing with banks. Here's Wells Fargo, pulled back just a smidge. Bank of America. And then energy. So like FANG had 2 days of red in a row. But in general, is doing great, So overall, those swing trades are healthy. All right. So some people from the TikTok say, UWMC, thoughts about where it could go, or is it undervalued, long-term, short-term, what to do with it? Well, I know that we made a killing on that on a day trade a couple days ago. I think it may have been, I don't remember, one of these days it popped substantially. It must have been this one right here. We got the run up, and obviously we weren't in it for the drawdown. But when I look at it, it looks to me like something that's peaked, like a fine wine. It's peaked way back here, 14.3. It's been in a downtrend and collapsing, and just kind of had a spasm. It's that little spasm, and it's pulled back, and it's starting to baseline again. And maybe you can get in for another spasm if you like to, if that's your investing strategy, to get these spasms on these little stocks having an epileptic seizure. Anyway, no offense to anyone who has any health conditions in that respect, but this stock looks like it's not doing well. Its health is not too good. All right, let's take a look at somebody else says something. What do you want me to take a look at? You want me to take a look at Zillow? I mean, we traded it today, right? So entry price for tomorrow. I mean, we'll see. That's a day trade probably. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, now that's an unhinged stock having a completely wild day. So that's a stock we just day trade. We don't have to think about it. When it becomes day tradable like that, we don't think about it. We just pull up the chart tomorrow, and we get in at the key levels. We get out at key levels. We don't take the trade if it's declining. That's it. Yeah, pretty easy stuff. The most popped stocks like that one, or anything that we usually grab and put on our radar in the morning, are that way. Like, we just don't give a crap about where it's going to go. We're going to go to the one that is going, and we'll see it and we'll take it and we'll get it. And it's simple as that. It doesn't have to be too complicated. We don't have to do too much guesswork on this. But like if this was some kind of a trending stock and it had a trend to it and it was a good point to get in, you know, I could have maybe helped you with that. But no, this one is a day trader. How do you feel about Boeing? I feel incredibly great about Boeing with the rising interest rates and industrials and inflation coming. I feel like Boeing should be grouped right in there with all the rest. In fact, if you look at its chart, a little bit struggling, and that's kind of typical of Boeing, but you know, Boeing could be like 400 in 1 year. So swing trade on it, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to go there, you know, and be worthwhile for you. I don't know how fast you want your money to grow. I think that's too slow for my taste. And also looking at this chart with these huge pullbacks, I'm not interested in seeing that happen to my money. So, you know, I like to pick real nice, smooth quality stocks to get in, like Cat. Cat's our new Crocs. How is Crocs doing, by the way? It must have had a good day today after the last 2 bad days. Yeah, it did have a good day. Rest in peace, Crocs. Yeah. All right, we got 34 new messages here. I'm not going to take a look at CCIV again. Oh my God. SOS. So you guys, make sure you have a little bit of a thesis of why we're taking a look at whatever we're taking a look at. Somebody wants me to take a look at Roblox. Okay, that IPO is tomorrow, so we can't even see Roblox yet. But tomorrow it'll be RBLX, and it'll probably trade around noon, 11, noon, 1, somewhere in there, Eastern time. And we'll day trade it. So we'll be looking for some kind of a pullback or just breakouts on Roblox. And we're going to get the volatility on that. That's what we're just going to take volatility. That's all it is. Crocs is maybe recovering from a dip. Maybe. I mean, the thing is, like, we're looking at Crocs right now. And what I'm trying to stress now is that be careful with Tesla. Be careful with Apple. Be careful with Crocs. Be careful with ARKX. Be careful with all those because, look, even with today's up day, these guys are in a downtrend. And it could be a confirmed full downtrend. And they're all looking like that. Apple, Netflix, Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, you know, ARKX, ARKW, ARKQ, ARKF even, I'm missing one, G, and Crocs, and just like all these companies that probably have high debt. That is probably the issue there. Because that's really the only problem. That's really the only issue moving forward. It's not like they're bad companies or doing something wrong, but it was wrong, you know, to go into so much debt. Netflix is at 42% debt. That's pretty high. But I missed that lower low. All right. Now, again, you guys over on TikTok, make sure that you join the Discord right now. Link is in my bio. We're going to have live day trading all day tomorrow. I should just like have that on a little repeat. Live day trading all day tomorrow. What are your thoughts on BES? They just partnered with Tesla. Interesting. Let's take a look. No, BES, you maybe gave me the wrong ticker. Can you give me that ticker again? Because BES, it says Claymore BR Leaders Small Cap Core ETF. That's an ETF or something. That's not the right one. All right, DPW looks like it's recovering nicely. How do you feel about this heading back into the like mid 4s or 5s? It would have been funny if you said, how do you feel about this going back up to like 0.0001 or 0.0002? These stocks you have me look at, you guys. No, this looks bad. It broke down. It crapped out. It's having a good day. Maybe it'll continue. Maybe you'll get a 25% retrace out of this huge leg down. Maybe not. Maybe you'll just lose money. Maybe you could find something better. How about that? DPW. Oh, is that Kelly asking you about DPW? No, George. Oh, okay, thanks, George. Braille Energy Systems. All right, let me type it in. Braille, yeah, BES/CN. Okay. All right, I'm pulling it up and I'll tell you what I can see from the chart. I don't know, maybe it's not, it might not be able to be pulled up on the particular feed subscription that I have with Thinkorswim. It's not coming up. Rocket, somebody wants to take a look at Rocket, and I think that would be a good idea. Again, lenders is where you want to be putting your money these days. So Rocket has become glued together again. It has become hinged. So here it became unhinged. So you don't hold it overnight. I mean, look at how these rules work. Look at how that would work. Like Faraz has got to be looking at this and going, fuck, damn it, that's a really good system. So when these stocks become unhinged, you day trade them. You get all this gain and then you get the F out. Why? Because you don't know if the next day is going to be up or down, and you lost 40% of your capital on that move. And sure enough, boom, it opens at 37, gives you a little hope. So you say, oh, maybe I'll stay in, and then just jacks you all the way down to 28. And now you did just lose almost 50% on overnight hold. Bad idea, bad idea. But look, then it started to become glued together. And at the point in which like the candles are now hitting the mids of each candle and they're like overlapping and becoming connected, you're good. You're good for creating some kind of a swing trade now. So now you can get in options. You wouldn't do shares. You could get in. You could do shares, but you could use options now. You can get in options and make sure they're in the money if you're going long. And this could create a base right here at 25. Every time it's hitting this bottom here, it's getting higher. We're essentially creating some kind of a wedge, and it might have a spasm again, might have a little seizure again coming up, right? So it could take a week or two. So you maybe want to get like a month option down in the money, something at like the 20 strike at this break level down here, and then one of these times maybe it'll pop 25%. You can get a 25% retrace out of this whole range here. That would be from 43 to 24 is 20 points, and a 20% retrace would be 5 points. So the top end breakout, let's say it happens over here from 27 to 33. So you can pretty much with 90% certainty rely on a 25% retrace. That looks a little high. Not sure if I did that calculation right. 20 points divided by 4. Yeah, that could be it. Now, 20% retrace is probably more like 30. But in the event, you get a little pop out of it, make some money. If that's the kind of play you like to have your money tied up in, we probably can just find something better than that. Do I believe Micron is bouncing off the bottom of the channel or setting up to go lower? All right, let's take a look. Because those semiconductors, they do great. And can that compensate for this rough time right now? It's looking like it's kind of holding in that low area. I really couldn't tell you for sure, though. This market right now is rotating, and we've got a lot of forces coming. It's almost like, 3 mouths of 3 rivers coming together, and then you telling me, which way the water's going to wave, which way it's going to wave. It's like very hard to tell, the way the times are right now. Can you give me a little bit of a thesis on that, Neil? All right, give me some thesis whenever you want me to take a look at something. Don't just show me the ticker. Okay, you guys over on TikTok, make sure you click through the Discord link in my bio. We're going to be done in just a few minutes here. So make sure you click the link to the Discord in my bio so that you can join us tomorrow. All day, live day trading, open access to everyone. Come on, come one, come all. Everyone's invited. Palantir, somebody wants to look at. So Palantir is not doing good, and I don't think it will do good for years. But can you get a little allocation here? Probably for your AI allocation. I think it will be good, for the next 5 or 10 year play. But it's going to be a long-term play, Palantir. It's not performing like anyone hopes. It could be a while before they have their, revolutionary, innovative progress, and then are able to apply it and create application for it and then actually make revenue off of it. So it could be a long time. Looking at like a 5 to 10 year outlook on AI as a growth company, So right now it's like R&D. It's like just going to be burning debt. So you put money into it, they're just going to use it. The price is going down, and they got to keep doing that. They're going to do more shelf offer, do more share offerings. to raise money. That's going to be going on for a long time. So you could be losing money on Palantir. I would not get into Palantir like in any big excited way other than to invest long term. But there's also AIQ and there's other AI companies you can get in. All of them are doing terribly. So that's just the way it is right now. And you're going to have to be in it for a very long haul, kind of like a Bitcoin thing. Same thing, by the way. Make sure you get into Bitcoin and Ethereum long term. Zillow had a good run today. Can we look at it for a swing play 1 month? Really? Zillow did well? Interesting. Yeah, I guess it did, but it did close below the tops of those candles. So in retrospect, although it poked out a little bit, not sure what to make of that. And it wasn't a whole heck of a lot. Zillow. Yeah. Not 100% sure on that. I don't really like, this is a little bit of a downtrend, see that? And I'm not sure how well Zillow's going to do. It could be part of a diversified inflation play for your savings portfolio or some kind of a longer term play you're doing. But I think some of the other stocks that we looked at in those areas maybe are looking better chart wise. Let me see. Redfin. Nah, Redfin looks just about the damn same. L Pro, Lending Pro. Just about the same, a little bit possibly more regular and predictable. Yeah, Lending Pro, not too bad, but it does have that 4-point downtrend going on. So I think that may be because mortgage rates are rising, and that's causing there to be a potential decline in the supply. People who qualified to buy are being cut down. I mean, when rates go up 1 point, it only adds to like, a couple $100 maximum to your monthly mortgage payment. But for some people, they're already pushing their luck because the market is really dry right now. And so it's creating prices that are like going really high. And so people are already stretching themselves. Now, all of a sudden rates went up and they can't qualify. There's probably people falling out of escrow right now because they can't qualify. Not everybody, but like maybe 10% of people are now cannot buy. And so mortgage lending is the demand, mortgage applications is going down. That has been just reported in the last week. So, oh yeah, Kelly. I mean, it went from 2.7 to 3.55 in like a month. I mean, so, and this is, it's going pretty rapidly. And that's exactly what's causing Apple and Tesla and all these companies with a lot of debt to have reevaluations. We've been talking about this for, 2 weeks now, this rotation and inflation that's here. It's like an actual big fucking deal. Like if you thought it was just a theory and it didn't affect you, no, it's going to affect everyone, and including the gas that goes in your car. Everything is going to be in a change scope over the next 4 to 10 years for certain, and 40 years long term. It's going to start off slow. This is like, it's really freaking ramping up. I mean, look at, here's TNX again. Look at the 10-year yield rates. Like that's nearly parabolic. That's a 300% increase in rates in the standard rate that 30-year mortgage rates are based on. It's called the 10-year Treasury yield. That is a 300% increase since August. So that's about 6 months. Wow, this is serious. Like people who could qualify could no longer qualify. So that is why you're seeing mortgage companies starting to suffer. And I think what's going to happen is there's going to be more supply moving into spring and summer while rates are going up. And that's going to cause less demand. So more supply, less demand, that's going to cause, it could be such a differential that it could cause prices from where they are now, could be quite a bubble point, to go down by like half. You can see huge shocks like that. So that may be what's coming, and you better be careful. Yeah. Could be that at that point you'd want to wait for any kind of a bubble pop or shock or correction or crash in the real estate market to fully bottom, to hit a bull, just like back in March, when things bulled out, and then you just start getting into REITs and you start getting into all the different things. Yeah, actually, mortgage lenders they will make more money on the higher rates. Okay, but conversely, less people will be qualifying. So it's a very complex. Real estate is probably one of the more complex markets because there's just so many supply and demand factors coming in from so many different directions. Yeah, MasterCard, I love it, but you know what I love more? Look, watch, take a look at MasterCard. Okay, look at that chart, right? It's roughly sideways. I mean, if I had to bring my little 3-year-old girl in here and tell her, is this a big mountain like Mount Everest, or is this a bunch of little mountains with a lake in the bottom, you know, and it's a plateau, or are we going skiing down? You know, I'm sure she'd pick the middle one. You know, don't make this too complicated. This stock, MasterCard's kind of going sideways. Lately, it's starting to go up on all the inflation, right? But Visa, okay, almost the same. But now watch this. Discover Card Financial Systems with such excellent fundamentals and good business looks like this. Ho, 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 we're getting into something now, right? But now watch this. A company that's even smaller that is possibly run even better because you can just see it in the chart. Synchrony Financial Systems. That one is even more straight and good looking, in my opinion. Like, wow. So SYF, Synchrony Financial Systems, and Discover Card Financial Systems, Discover Financial Systems. Those are some of the best. Oh, and American Express, also very good. What's the ticker on that? Amex, I think. No, let's see. I'll just type American. Where are you? American Express. I think it's AMX. Let me see. Nope, that's not it. Who knows American Express's code? Is it Amex? That would be cool. Or maybe it's just AM. Nope. Where is it? I've seen it many times. American Express Company, AXP. Okay, not sure why they did that, but look, AXP not too bad either, right? In your opinion, what do you think? Not too bad either, right? We're climbing up the slopes of Mount Everest here. This is good. Which mountain do you think is even stronger? Cat or American Express? Yeah, Cat. We know that. Synchrony is what Amazon uses for their credit services for customers. Wow, that's one hell of a partnership they did, and it's a smaller cap. It's not a small cap, but it's a smaller cap compared to like Discover and American Express, MasterCard, and Visa, and it's just getting a lot of return out of that partnership, probably. All right, let me take a look over on, thank you very much, Nasir, thank you. Is there a charge for the Discord? No, not tomorrow. So tomorrow all day we'll be live trading. Come one, come all, everybody's welcome. And I hope to see you there. Just click the link in my bio over there on TikTok or click that link at the top of the YouTube and you can join tomorrow. Every Wednesday is like that. Ovid, VJack. So you kept talking about VJack, and I'm not sure if you're still here, Dalton. But you said you got a call today for April in VJack, and I guess you're just trying to see if that's a good decision or not. Well, based on what I see here, it's very similar to some other things we've seen broken down. So I don't think that's a very good decision. It's all the way back down to almost 10. I guess it's a SPAC. Not looking too good. Perhaps it's a good buy because SPACs, typically don't go below 10, but it can depend on if they think the deal's gone really sour. So maybe it's a good buy right here because you have potentially a nice floor at 10. But I've seen these SPACs go down to 7 before. SC for tomorrow, but for what? So you're talking about for what? To see if there's going to be some follow through, to see if it's a swing trade, to see a day trade. Billy Brown, welcome, man. Spirit Airlines. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. So SC, again, that whole sector's right now in a bit of a downtrend. Today could be a good point to buy in. It's like kind of at the bottom of that channel. But I'd be very careful. I'd be very careful with the market right now with those sectors, those very tech, high octane type stocks right now. A little bit dangerous. You might want to have a confirmed uptrend first instead of like gambling so much on that you maybe picked that at a good point. And then Andrew says, if you don't want to pay yet, you can day trade with him for free each Wednesday. If you find it useful, join. There you go. And we do have a 7-day free trial as well, but tomorrow's free. Come on in. It's going to be awesome all day. You showed me how to close that position on Tesla real quick. It would be a good lesson for everyone. That's more of a specialized lesson for options level 3 traders. So I would love to definitely teach that to everyone. I'll definitely include that in my course at some point. I'll get that in there, or some of our master classes in the archives. But in the meantime, there is a way to get around the pattern day trading rule in some situations, maybe 80% of the time, which is a lot. So if you're limited by the pattern day trading rule and you have an account that's like $500 or $1,000, but more would be better. But if you have a very small account and you're able to trade options level 3, then you send me a private message and I'll try and get you some information possibly, or let you know when we might do a little masterclass on how you can get around the pattern day trading rule using options level 3. Pretty cool method. Basically, you get your money back throughout the day and it works pretty well. What's going on? UWC, is that you, Bills? I'm guessing my UWC calls are shot. There goes $250. Well, I wouldn't say shot, but get your money back. All right, this is the time in which I'm going to need to prepare for tomorrow, but join the Discord over there on the TikTok, over there on the YouTube, so that we can be trading live tomorrow over our Zoom in high resolution 4K. And monitoring all stocks on the market. I'll let you know what we're doing and what's hot at every moment. Hang on now for us. Hang on. But let's just take a quick look before I go. If there was anything in after hours that popped significantly, other than GME, because we know we're going to be all over that. And let's take a look at that. MNOV with 3.3 million volume in after hours. MNOV. So we'll pull that up and we'll take a look at its 5-minute chart, so we can get an idea of the pattern here. Okay, this is like super excellent. So those of you who have been watching my analysis of what makes a good day trade setup, all these different factors. Look at the VWAP, okay? Look at the positioning of every run to VWAP, right? Never struggled with coming back to VWAP. Not even once. And then the moment the news started, from about 5, it just shot up, pulled back not even 50%, maybe 33%, shot up again, broke the previous high by multitudes, by a multiple, pulled back again, not even 30%, stayed above WAP, pushed up, broke again by multiples, pulled back maybe 50% briefly, shot up again, started to have some basing as volume started to peter out in the after hours market as everybody started to close the books on their trading for the day, and pretty much held its own and even curved up by the close of the after hour session. So that right there, that is a primo setup for tomorrow for a stock that could really take off. So MNOV, keep an eye on that. Next up is with a 49% gain with 3.6 million volume is OBLN. In this corner, we have weighing in at 27.5 million market cap with a volume of 3.6 million shares. We have OBLN. So this one here shot up from 3.6 all the way to 5.2 and then held way above WAP with only about a 30% retrace, and then pushed even to make a new high at the very, very close of after hours, showing there was a lot of FOMO on this. So tomorrow we'll see if that continues as well, and this looks like another excellent one. And this is what I was predicting, is that today's kind of hot market was going to create a lot of confidence in investors and traders, and that you're going to start to see a lot more popping. You know, last like couple days we've had maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total poppers. Now we've already got Zella and SSP as well, and SLGG in the after hours popping. And I think tomorrow morning we'll have quite a few prospects, and hopefully that'll keep going for a while. We'll just like it'll go into a roll, which would be really nice. Other one is Zala. Yeah, how did that go in after hours? Let's take a look. Yeah, also basically it continued a ABCD pattern into after hours 6.84, held way above WAP, held the pullback overall at about a 30%. Didn't have time to even push further, but tomorrow Zala could still be in play. So if you made money today on Zala, tomorrow we could do it again. Yeah, there you go, Camille. Yeah, exactly. No problem. You got it, man. And then SSP. All right, that's not enough volume. And SLGG again, having some energy in after hours, but only up about 13%. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'll see you in the morning. I'll try to get started as early as possible. It's going to be just live all day. It's not going to be the pre-market game plan for you guys over on TikTok and YouTube. It's going to say live day trading, and it'll be on before the market open. All right, so now right now, just go ahead and click the link in my bio to our Discord, so that way you'll be alerted. You'll have it all ready to go. You don't have to worry about it. And in the morning, you'll get an alert when I go live that'll send out to everyone, and you can come join us in the Zoom with up to 300 simultaneous users. All right, later, guys. Good night. And now DK is calling me Amo too. Thank you very much. You know, maybe DK is also was it Persian? Did you say? I forget. Yeah, maybe DK is Persian. Say something in Persian to DK and let's see if he understands. Let's fuck around for a second. Salam Kobe. Salam Kobe. Nah, I just picked it up from the rest of the people. That's great. Say Persian. Good night, everybody. All right.